Hey there! Let's dive today into a wonderful discussion that we have on restructuring Nigeria, federalism, secession, or unity. Welcome back to Emeralds TV, and today the above topic is what we will be talking on. And I have with me here,
My name is Austin Oyibode.
and
Ndubisi Chijoke.
okay, thank you. Before we continue our conversation, sir, I would like you to tell us what is federalism before we talk about restructuring these things.
Yes, federalism. Federalism is a system of government where every component of the country is almost like independent of the center. Let's use Nigeria as an instance. We have 36 states in Nigeria and next to it making it 37. Federalism in this case means every state is independent of the central. It's not depending on the central government. Like that means it's not depending on Abuja. Like Delta State, Edo State, Lagos State, Enugu State. These states are not depending on what Abuja gives them. Rather, the resources in their states belongs to them. That means like Delta now, we have oil. Another thing that we have, anything coming out of it belongs to Delta State. Now, what is the federal government going to get from me? It's not like the Delta State is to pay a kind of percentage or tax to the federal government. That is federalism. Every state is now developing at its own pace because they have the resources available to them to use.
Okay.
Like federalism.
And then we have
In the true sense of federalism.
In the true sense. And then we have secession.
Yes, secession is a thing whereby component states are dissatisfied
Okay, so it's
with the federal
opposite
state. They
of-
now want to break away
Okay.
and form their own independent country. An example in Nigeria is this Biafra issue where the IPOB they are clamoring for breaking away from Nigeria and forming their own country. If they allow them to go, that is called secession, breaking away from existing country and becoming an independent country within that country. Like called secession.
And I would say unity is when everybody wants.
Unity is
to
now
work
everybody,
together.
every company work together for the central government. Now central government give them in return what they will use. So if you look at Nigeria now, it's called a federal system, but in a recent we are practicing unitary government because the components state they are not have ownership or owning the resources in their state. The federal government takes them and sends to back to the state.
Okay, thank you so much for those definitions, sir. So we are talking about restructuring Nigeria. Do you think this country should be restructured? Because a lot of people are saying Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. Some people say let's be sold out as slaves, maybe be working and as long as we are getting the money.
Now, people are calling for restructuring because we are called a federal republic of Nigeria. But the system of the system in Nigeria is not really running as a federal system. That's why people are now calling for a restructuring so that there could be true federalism. So that means the system should not be allowed to work in a federal system so that the state will be independent of the federal government. So that what they have within their component it should be used by them. But by so doing you will see massive development in the states if corruption is dealt with. They can imagine assuming Delta State now or Enugu State, Anambra State will produce maybe in a month we generate 100 billion naira. We now pay kind of percentage, maybe 10% now to Abuja. That means 10 billion to Abuja. It to be remaining 90 billion assuming in Delta State or in Enugu State or Lagos State. Okay. You know now, such money will be big, and they can do a lot of things. For the people. For mass development will grow very, very fast. That is why people are calling for restructuring, so that state will have a lot of
So
things.
let me hear you. What's your take on restructuring Nigeria?
Restructuring what? Let's be serious.
Nigeria.
Let's be serious. Let's put this country to a check. Restructure what?
The country.
There's no restructuring that will work. Yes. Do you know
So
why?
do you agree to that?
I want to disagree with him.
There is no restructuring that will
Let's
work.
hear him. Let's hear him.
Okay, let's listen to him.
You know why I keep saying there's no restructuring that will work? The way the country is now, look at the people in power. What do they know? Let's check them. Let's check them. Those up there, our governors, our presidents, those in the House of Assembly, those in the upper house and the lower house, National Assembly. Let's look at them now. You discover that most of them came out from motor parks to become politicians, and therefore they went to one place and brought out one thing and say, I'm a BSc holder or I'm a doctor. Just go through their life, as in trace their history and see where they're coming from. Some came out as drug addicts, drug lords. Some came out from the motor park. Some were formerly armed robbers. They came out to become politicians. Now they are ruling this country. What do they know? They don't know anything. They didn't really go through education from the scratch to understand history, to understand what all these things we are saying means. They can keep coming to the radio, television and shouting, we want to restructure, we want to restructure. They don't even know the meaning of restructure. That's the true fact.
So
just imagine a country where we keep claiming every day we are operating for true federalism, we are operating true federalism, and yet what we are doing is complete opposite of it. And then we are happy, we are shining teeth, we are coming out to the public telling them that this is what we are doing. So it's a bunch of. So I don't say anything about restructuring. We should either
probably we should
sell this country and forget about the country.
Sell it to who now buy it.
Sell the country. Sell it. Just sell it.
Sell it to India or Chinese.
Sell it to anybody. Let's forget about the
because
country.
wherever Nigeria is owning a lot of trillions of naira,
Sell it.
so they want back and buy Nigeria.
For me,
I'm not interested again.
since we cannot restructure the country, Nigeria, probably those in power should we restructure us.
Who's people in power? I don't understand.
No, you know what's in there?
Hey.
Our challenge is the political will to
People
do
in
the
power,
right thing.
exactly.
The readiness to do it.
Now.
The people in the power are the people that are causing the problem. So how would they restructure when they are benefiting from it? They are benefiting massively from the present structure they are running. What do you think they will?
You know why? If they do it, it will not favor those at the center. It will favor them. It will favor the states and the LGAs. It will favor them. But the center, it will favor the
states
center
and the LGAs.
They will,
the money they
the
have,
money will not come out.
Done?
Yeah, the money will not come out.
What are they done?
The money will not come out.
You only end up enriching
Themselves.
more people.
That's the problem we have in this country.
More
That's
people.
what we enrich them.
Enter Delta State now, enrich more people in Delta State. Go to River State, do the
Enrich
same thing.
them.
Go to Bayelsa State, do the same thing because you have given them more money. So there's more money to share. They will come out and construct one road for 7 years. I think I was surfing the net yesterday. I saw is it India? They broke another one Guinness book of records record that they constructed a 75-kilometer road in 105 hours. That was 5 days. And we are celebrating 30 kilometers for 2 years. The so-called mega, is it mega or
the long stretch of from Badagry,
the
Lagos
coastal highway from Lagos to Calabar.
Yes.
Only for the past 2 years, we have only completed 30 kilometers, of which I'm sure that if you go there, it's substandard work. We have the east-west road for the past 20 years.
Many years that road will be there.
If you construct from the Lagos side to maybe towards Ondo State, the Calabar side will be a death trap. By the time you come to Warri or River State side, another death trap. By the time they come and walk that one, the other side scatter.
It's a bad one. It's a bad one.
But people are breaking records using 5 days to construct 75 kilometers.
Wow, that's huge.
I think they said 800, 8,000 people worked on that project to achieve it.
But how did they do it that it was possible with that short time?
They had the people.
I think all of us human beings now. We had the same machines.
How many people work on
We had the same opportunities.
Like,
So I don't see why we are celebrating mediocrity as government in Nigeria.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. We also talk about secession. I believe that there are reasons. What do you think are the reasons for this?
Calling for secession.
Because there should be a reason why the people do not want to be together.
Now, you know what in there? It is dissatisfaction. There's this man at the Kano. Today is still in cell. Since Buhari's regime till today, is in detention. Not is in detention with DSS. There's one in the southwest. His name, if you remember his name, Sunday Igboho.
Sunday Igboho.
Sunday Igboho. He was the one. He was calling for a Yoruba nation. So many lost for a long time. He was in that call until he went to one country. Was it Cameroon or Benin Republic? Benin Republic. He was arrested and jailed for almost a year or more, and now he had been released. Why are they calling for secession, breakaway? They are dissatisfied. It's just like what was saying now. Dissatisfied with the system. They are not happy with the system. We are producing. We have a lot of money. Imagine, just look at Delta State. There's so much money in these states. But it goes to the federal government, and they return whatever they want to return to the states. So they are not happy with the system. Like the Easterners that are calling for secession now, they are being marginalized by the government of the day. So nothing is, they are not pleased with the system, they are not happy with the system, and still they are not part of Nigeria. That's why the man he is making a lot of noise and calling for a breakaway of his people. But the Nigerian government does not want any part to break away. They want everybody to remain, whether you enjoy it or not, remain with us. So when that man was making the noise, they were looking for everywhere. Then after they picked it for Kenya, they picked it now, and then till today, the president is not even thinking about him. So the barrister, and I'm sure before this malice of it, he may still be in DSS detention. Because they are tossing him up and down. If you observe the case, they are tossing here and there. Today is here, tomorrow is there. The judge are just playing on his head. So my dear, those calling for secession, they are dissatisfied with the system. What they expect the nation to do for them, they are not doing it. And to them, nothing they are benefiting. So there's no remain in the system.
Should we now say that this probably not their fault or something? Is it selfish reasons to be, to want to be on their own, or for the federalism not to satisfy them?
I don't even believe secession will be the solution to our problem in this country. Let's put it to a test now. When Buhari was president, Nnamdi Kanu was coming out. They should have a Biafra nation.
Yes.
Sunday Igboho was on the other side. Today is the president. Am I the president? He's not a Yoruba man.
Yes.
He was dragging for Yoruba land to break out and become a country of his own. Maybe because they feel Yoruba people are better than the other people. He's not Yoruba man.
You know what in there?
Now, he's a Yoruba man as the president.
Yes,
now.
yes.
And Igbo man will still come tomorrow and be like this. So I don't even see the whole essence of the breaking away, because we will end up having the same set of people as our politicians in a new country. so how are we going to change when the same blood is flowing? The same people are. I don't think that's the problem.
You know what in there? No leader wants to allow the nation to break at their time. At their time.
It's not at their time.
They don't want it.
It's not just at their time, because if one part of this country breaks us, do you know how much are taken away from the federal
others want to see break away.
Not even about others breaking away. Do you know how much are taken away from the federal table?
Yes, now.
If let's say the Igbos go, do you know how much of revenue you have taken away from that place?
Yeah, that is
if
what they want.
The South go, do you know how much revenue you have taken away from Nigeria?
That is the reason why they don't want it to go.
If the North goes, do you know how much agricultural revenue you have taken away from Nigeria?
That is the reason why the center people don't want them to go.
Or Lagos State goes out of Nigeria. Do you know how much the Nigeria port is given to this country?
My dear, that's the reason why those at the center don't want any sector to break away from them.
So how then can these agitations towards secession should be addressed?
That comes back to the restructuring. Yes, now they must have the political will to change the system to favor the people. Because if they don't do it with sincerity, the agitations will continue. That's the thing. It will never end.
And let's not pray for bad things. It may lead to what we don't want.
In this country. No, they don't. Nobody really want to go to war.
No.
Nobody wants peace.
No,
they are doing everything to prevent going to war. They are doing it so that nobody go to war. No matter how they provoke them, they will never go to war.
So there are no risks to secession. Are there risks? Could there be benefits, or they are all negative?
There's no benefit to secession. As far the nature of breaking away. No, some people will say they cannot survive. That is not true. East can survive. South can survive.
There's no part of Nigeria that will break away from Nigeria that cannot survive.
They cannot survive.
wasn't enough to survive.
They will
There is
survive.
no part of Nigeria. Why we keep saying they cannot survive is because we have all become so lazy that nobody wants to work again. Everybody just wants to eat what we have on the table already. And so let's share the money we have. Since it's a federal system or it's a unitary system, and everybody brings the money together. You bring your change, I bring my change. Everybody just the small one that we have, let's share it and eat it. So everybody feels we don't have anything to do. Is China not there? Let's even forget about China. Look at UK. Does UK have any natural resources? The United Kingdom as a whole.
And they are doing
What are
better
they
than we
exporting?
Nigeria here.
No, tell me what are they exporting? What are they selling? But they're doing better than we're doing. Yes, you know how they make their money. They know how they make their money, but still, they still found a way to survive. So there's no part of this country that will break out of this country today that will not survive.
They will survive. They will survive.
There's
So
no
Nigeria
parts.
is too large. As it is now, it's too large. It's too big for one government to rule as one. There are countries that are smaller than Delta State, even smaller than Delta Asaba.
Yes.
Smaller than Asaba. That somebody wants to know that Delta State is almost like 44 countries. You will surprise. The late Kenneth Baggy, former candidate of governorship of SDP, he told us that Delta State is almost like 44 countries in the world. Although those are small countries put together, Delta State is bigger than them. But Vanuatu, we have, yeah, I mean 300 persons that makes up that country. Yes, they are surviving.
Which
So
is
what are you
level
saying?
up to the local government in Delta State.
Is it up to Asaba?
Just to
It's not Asaba.
Everyone community self. Asaba is too big for your community to compare with that.
And they are surviving. So what do you mean they will be better
There's
off?
no part of this country that will break out that will not survive. Every part will survive.
So-
If we break to a 36 country today,
They will still
every
survive.
36 country will survive very well.
They will survive.
We have honest
They
leaders
will
in those
think
countries.
captain to take care of the country to survive.
Yeah.
If we have honest leaders in those
Nigerians,
countries,
I don't know, we have this thing that we can always survive. It's just like in us, probably because of things we faced. Okay, we've talked about federalism, talked about secession, and then the last part of what we have today is unity. And for me, I see unity being the backup of all these things, because if there is unity, there will be no need for secession. So, what are the factors that promotes unity in Nigeria? There are things that makes us as a country to be in one mind, to be together. And how can they be strengthened? Because if they are weak, if these factors are weak, ideas of being separated and not being together, even those selfish ideas begin to go. So how can the unity that is in this country be strengthened? How can it be promoted?
Look, my dear, most Nigerians they are deceivers. That is true. We are deceiving ourselves in the country.
I heard it before.
We are deceiving ourselves. We will say politicians will talk today here. You will think they have said the truth, na lie. Tomorrow they will do different things. Do different things. So there is no real unity in this nation. Look at the north now. They are doing coalition against Tinubu, Erufai, Atiku, another big northerners. They are coalesced. Let me call it coalescing against Tinubu. They want to upstage him in 2027 election. After they are concerned, Tinubu must go. The people here, they say Tinubu is their man. They are looking for. Some people are planning. A lot of things. This man must remain in office because the North must come. So if you think that there's real unity in Nigeria, it's a fatal lie. Politicians will never tell you the truth. Even though they come out, you will see them very innocent. It's a capital lie. There's no truth in them. So real unity is not there. If real unity is there, things will not be happening the way we are seeing them in the nation. So a unitary system of government whereby they come together and they're sent to federal government is only empowering those at the center. And the states and the local government are being impoverished. So for me, let them restructure back again to a true federal system, whereby the state should be empowered to have to control resources in their zone, and then send to the federal. But then the states will be happy. That's the unity I'm talking about. I think we should have.
So the unity has to go with the federalism.
Let it go with the federalism in the sense that the center should allow the state to control their resources.
Okay, thank you.
well, that's a good one, but the truth remains, if we have equality and good governance, equality in the sense that everybody is represented equally, nobody comes and says because this is my person, or I'm from this
No
part.
selfish
If I want to make appointments, if I want to give a contract, it's because it's my brother. I'm not giving him because he's qualified. I'm giving him because he's my brother. No,
It will not work.
if this man is qualified and my brother is not qualified, my brother should sit down and I'll give to the man that's qualified to do the job.
Fair.
If we have 12 positions and we have 12 states, everybody should come from each position should be occupied by one person from each of those states. Equality and good governance. If we have good governance, we have people that are in government and then they have people at heart. I'm working for the country, not for myself. I want to construct roads. I do it in the shortest time possible. One, I do it to the best quality. Two, I do it with the mind that posterity will depend on this road. I do it with the mind that maybe tomorrow, the money instead of doing this job so that after I leave, it will start decaying. If I do this one, that maybe in the next 50 years, this road is still alive. The money we use to reconstruct this road again will be put into another project. If I lead like that, good governance, I think this country will move forward. The people in the country will not see any reason to agitate for breakaway. They will not see any reason to agitate for maybe anything at all. No, I don't think anybody will say any reason to say I'm not being represented or one thing. Or there will be no issue because there's good governance. They are being represented very well, and then there's fairness and there's equality.
Thank you.
So that's all we need in this country.
Yeah, our time is up for our show today. So for our country to be restructured, got any ideas? Drop it in the comment section. This is all we have today, and we'll be drawing the curtain down here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Emerald TV. Thank you.